Hey everyone, welcome to the weekly Purple Penny coin news video. My name's Mark. I'm the co-owner of the Purple Penny in Adelaide, a small coin business that I run with my wife Catherine. We've had a pretty good week in the shop. Actually, Friday was hilariously quiet in the shop. It was the quietest day we've had for probably a year and a half. But it was actually really good because it allowed us to catch up on all those things that happen behind the scenes that you don't get to see, like pricing things up and sorting through collections, and the unsorted world coin bucket and penny bucket were getting out of control. So I got to spend some time on that, and Catherine was pricing up a good bit of kit from our stock room. So it was actually a very good day. We bought quite a lot last week, nothing too exciting, but a lot of mint product, a complete collection of florins and half pennies and shillings, except for the 1930 of course, 1930 penny of course, but no, it was a good week, and Catherine and I were lucky enough to get away for the weekend, so we've had a couple of days away from everything, which has been fantastic. But back in the shop this morning, a little bit later than usual. We had a bit of a sleep in this morning, which was good. That here we are back on board today. So hello to John and Neil, Sharon, Josh, the Moose Gets Loose, who's been sending me messages to find out when the videos go live. John Belcher, Alex, congratulations Alex on finding an alien 5-cent piece here in Adelaide. Shane, Mikey, Mikey, we had your dad in here on Saturday, it was good to see him. Mike Ellery, Greg Gibbons, Devlin, Rob, Michael Edwards, Gary Tate, Brendan Aliff, Ash Gamble, and the other Greg. So welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us today. So you're just going to excuse me because I've forgotten to do a little bit of preparation that I needed to do. I just need to get a link here. So part of the news today is that we are going to have a new roll release on Thursday. So this is the first time the Mint has done this to us. They've sprung this on us absolutely by surprise. So last Thursday we arrived to an email saying that the 50th anniversary Aboriginal Flag $2 coin was going into circulation, and more than that, it was actually going to be available in a roll exclusively via the dealer network. We had zero notice at all. We got told what our allocation was, which is fine, but as a consequence we haven't really promoted it at all because we've been busy doing other things. Anyway, we're giving everyone who's watching the video today the opportunity to register their interest for those rolls. I'm just going to post a link in the comments here. It'll allow you to register interest for one roll. This listing will be taken down in the next hour or two, so I'll just pop this into the comments now. You're all welcome to go and register your interest for a roll. There's no guarantees that you're going to get one, but at least we can get your name and phone number and address and stuff. If we do allocate you one, we'll be in touch via email after release day with payment information. We can't take payments before release day, and this isn't an order. Please be aware of that. It's not an order. There's no guarantees, but at least we're giving the opportunity there for people to register their interest for one. We're only allowing people to register their interest for one roll. If anyone tries to register interest for two rolls with two different submissions, then we'll just disregard both. So please just keep it fair for everyone. As usual, we want to make sure that everyone gets one roll at least. Now, someone's asked here if it's going to be released in a C mint mark. Well, Brendan, normally I would say no, but given that they sprang this on us with zero notice, who really knows what they're going to do? So the roll price is $99.95, those of you who are wondering. Right, let's jump into the news. As I said, that link is in the comments there. Just feel free to go and register for interest for that. I will go and I'll leave them up until 2 o'clock Adelaide time, which is 2 hours, and then I'll deactivate that listing. So, and there's only 20 spots available there, so please get in and register your interest if you're interested. Right, so this Thursday is RAM release day. We did have 2 Tamworth issues and the baby mint set and proof set available for release this Thursday. The baby mint set and proof set have been delayed until February at the earliest. The Tamworth coins are here. I had a look at them this morning. They're alright. They're not bad looking. The quality of the aluminium bronze 50-cent piece is quite good. Sometimes they can be a bit average, but the quality of these ones is pretty good. The packaging is nice. It's well designed. The colours are nice. I guess the things that they have going for them is that the aluminium bronze 50-cent is cheap. It's only $10. And the selectively gold-plated silver version is it's a very low mintage. It's a low mintage coin. So I guess if you are interested in speculating on mint releases, then maybe the proof one might be the one to get. I guess the subject isn't that exciting, but you know, it is what it is. As I said, the Aboriginal Flag rolls will be released on the same time on Thursday, which is 8:30 Eastern, 8 o'clock Australian Adelaide time. We'll have most of them, I believe, some of them for sale on our website at that time. So if you want to secure one, I guess jump in on our website at 8 o'clock Adelaide time and see how you go. As usual, we don't have all of our allocation up for sale online. Those of you who are here in Adelaide, you may be able to drop in on Thursday and get your hands on some of that stuff. I'm pretty sure we'll have some of it available still for purchase over the counter. Channel 7 has picked up another TikTok video from the same guy that did the HH $2 video a couple of years ago. And all he's done this time is a bit of a roundup of valuable $2 coins that you can find in circulation. Of course, they've focused on the bullseye era, but it was interesting that the gentleman in Western Australia who creates these videos actually focused on some low mintage standard design $2 coins as being worth a bit more, which is pretty unusual because I guess they're quite common and harder to spot because of the dates. And I guess kudos to him for going into those things with a bit more detail. The hype around that article isn't there, so thank goodness we haven't had any phone calls about $2 coins today. And I must commend that guy on TikTok in Western Australia for creating those videos, because I think he does quite a good job with them. Now we are taking a break on this Christmas and New Year, so the last day that we'll be open is the 24th of December, and we'll be opening on Wednesday, January the 5th. So that's about, 9 days or so that we'll be having off. So the shop will be closed for buying and selling. The website will still be taking orders, and we'll be packaging things up and sending them out as per normal and as public holidays allow. Please, of course, be aware that mail at this time of the year is horrifically slow, and that we can't mail things on public holidays and things like that. So just think about that if you're selecting the express post option. But Catherine is always super keen to get this stuff out as quickly as she can, so no doubt there'll be very little delays at our end with postage if you do order from us between Christmas and New Year. I'll try to do a video between Christmas and New Year as well. No guarantees, we'll see how I feel. That's it for the news. There wasn't really any coins in the news this week, which I won't say it makes my job harder, but it means that I couldn't just pick some random coin news off of the internet to talk about today, but that's fine. Hello Brian, welcome. We had Brian's son in here and his friends and his wife last week. It was good to see him in here, Brian. Hello Alison, how are you? Now, follow on from last week, I don't know if you didn't watch last week, you can go and watch last week's video on YouTube. Last week we talked about what to do if you inherit a coin collection. I should just let me stop for a second. I can't take interest through the comments here, so please don't tell me in the comments that you're interested in a roll. Go and use that link that I put in the comments and register your interest through that page, or send me a register your interest through that link on that page, please. That's going to be the easiest way for us to ensure that you get tracked and that we've got all of your details. So please just do that. There's no point putting in the comments. I can't do anything about it there. Right, anyway, back onto last week. We talked about inheriting a coin collection and what to do with it in terms of organisations and things, organising it and cleaning it and things like that. And I had some pretty good feedback about that, including several people who came into the shop who'd watched it before they'd come in here. I guess the next obvious step from that is, well, how do you actually value a coin collection? Because it's the first question that most people have is, what's it worth? What's a collection worth? And you don't need to be, hey Brad, how you going? Hello Colette, it's great to see you both last week. Thanks for coming in. What's your collection worth? And the reason why, I guess, is but most people want to sell it and they want to make sure that they're selling it for the right price. So let's just have a look at, valuing your coin collection. The first question you need to ask is, why do you want a collection? Why do you want a valuation? And it's always, if you ring up here and ask us about a valuation, it's the first question we'll ask. And the reason is that if you need a valuation for insurance purposes or probate or legal reasons, then that's a different kettle of fish to, I want a valuation because I want to sell it. One requires a real degree of time. So we have a valuation pro forma that we use, including a statement of our experience and the research that we do and things like that, and an itemised list of items that are in a collection, and we describe everything fully. And that takes us a considerable amount of time. For a large collection with several hundred items, it might be 4, 5, 6 hours that we spend valuing that collection, and people get a document at the end that we sign with a retail valuation, and that is useful for legal reasons, for probate reasons. We've done it for the police, and we charge for that because, as I said, it takes a significant amount of my time. When we're doing that, we can't be running the shop, so we do charge for that. Now, if you want a valuation because you want to sell something, then anyone is always welcome to bring things in here and we'll go through it and make an offer on it. That's a lot faster process, obviously, and obviously we don't charge for that. Of course, you don't have to take it to a dealer to work out a valuation on your collection. You can do it yourself. And for some collections, doing it yourself is reasonably feasible. If you've got time and you're willing to put in the effort and use some common sense when you're doing so. So you can use online resources to do a lot of that valuation yourself, and we'll cover those off next. And we'll talk some more about the logic that you should use if you're valuing it yourself. The next easiest way of valuing it is to take some suitably blurry pictures and post them up onto Facebook groups and say what's it worth to the people on Facebook groups, and you will get, one thing that you'll get is opinions. Whether they're good opinions or bad opinions, I leave it up to you to decide, but you will certainly get opinions. So if you don't want to do the research yourself, pop it up onto Facebook and ask in Facebook groups, and you'll get all manner of responses. The next option is so-called free valuations, and if there are coin shows in and around your area, then often the dealers at coin shows will offer free valuations, and generally they will be commercial valuations. They'll look through your collection and say it's worth $800 or $700 or whatever that is. And that's fairly common at coin shows, and it's something that us as dealers are quite happy to do at coin shows because it's part of the reason that we're there. It's part of the reason that people come in. So those free valuations can be useful, but of course you need to go to a coin show to access those. Generally a person who's running a shop won't stand there and give you a commercial valuation of a collection over the counter because they've got other things that they could be doing at the time. The last one here, of course, is the expert valuations, and that's where you do actually take it to a dealer and you pay for that time. Now, as I said, it does take time, and I would expect you to pay for it. So if you do want one of those, I guess be prepared for a real cost for that. Now, if you do want to do it yourself, there are a number of resources online. So let's have a look at that. And before we jump into this, it is well worth thinking about the sorts of things that you can value fairly easily yourself. And they are, I'll limit that to mint product. Okay, so mint product from any of the mints around the world, Royal Australian Mint, Perth Mint, and things like that. It is quite feasible to value those things yourself because they are what they are. A 1986 proof set is a 1986 proof set. If the packaging is fine, then it's reasonably easy to come up with a commercial valuation for that. If it's a 1993 masterpieces in silver set, you can come up with a valuation for that. Where it becomes difficult to do things yourself is understanding the link between condition and actual commercial value. So we're talking about perhaps pre-decimal coins or error coins and things like that, banknotes. Condition really becomes paramount with those, and online resources can be fairly useless if you don't understand that link. Similarly, online resources can be useless for vast quantities of coins. So if you've got sacks of world coins or sacks of pennies or whatever, unless you have gobs of time, then online resources are effectively useless. And that's because going through several hundred coins using online resources it will take you days and weeks. So that's where these sorts of approaches do fall down. But in the case of modern product or things where condition isn't as important, or it's easily identifiable, so let's talk about mint product, then these online resources can be useful. So the first one is catalogues, so printed catalogues. Here in Australia, Renix is the main catalogue. If you've got US coins, then there's a catalogue over there. The Red Book, Canada has a catalogue, New Zealand has a catalogue. So if you've got mint product, you can use those catalogues to, I guess, work out a retail price. The proviso there about retail prices and catalogues is that usually they are overinflated. Here in Australia, the rule of thumb that everyone seems to use as a catalogue price is about double what things sell for in the real world, and that's quite reasonable. Some stamp catalogues that I've got, the rule of thumb is 5 to 10% of catalogue value is the real retail value. So while catalogues can be useful to identify things that are unusual, the actual values can be overinflated. The next one is online catalogues. Numista, coin values online, or all coin values. There's a number of those online catalogues where you can look up world coins. There's the NGC coin value catalogue, which is a duplicate of Kraus. They are useful resources, again, to identify what is rare or unusual. But again, you need to understand the link between condition and value, and you need to understand that those catalogues generally overvalue things a lot. And the biggest, but one of the most common questions we get here is, I've got a 1921 penny. The catalogue value online is $4 for a worn out coin. Where do I get my $4? And the answer to that is nowhere. No one's going to pay you $4 for a worn out 1921 penny, regardless of what the online coin catalogue says. They are a scrap bronze coin every day of the week. So that is the challenge with those online catalogues. Next suggestion is sold results from online auctions, and that is key. Sold results from online auctions. I'm not talking about asking prices, I'm talking about sold results. Sold results is where the rubber hits the road. That's what people are willing to pay. And of course you can look on places like eBay, Nobles, Heritage, Roxbury's, all those sorts of places. Sold results are the only things that matter. They can be useful, even for worn out things. They can be useful. John has just mentioned the blue sheet. Yeah, the blue sheet. I haven't looked at that for a while, John. I'm not sure whether Walter keeps that, how updated Walter keeps that now. Yep, the blue sheet. That's all I'll say. And then the last one is social media. So you can ask on social media, and people will sometimes give you good opinions on social media. Now, I guess the challenge there is understanding what's a good opinion and what's a rubbish opinion. what kind of prompted this video this week was a post on social media from a gentleman who had inherited tens of thousands of stamps from his grandfather, and he got 3 responses from people in that thread. One was from a dealer who said, you really need to find a local dealer and look through it with them and expect to pay for your time if you don't want to sell it. The other person suggested that they buy a Renix stamp catalogue, and the problem with that, of course, is that they were world stamps and not Australian stamps, and the Renix stamp catalogue is for Australian stamps, so there's some super dud advice for you. And the third bit of advice was to download some app on your phone, and you could use that to identify the stamps. And, you know, that's not bad advice, but we're talking 10 to 15,000 stamps. Now, you need to understand why that person wanted their collection valued before you make that sort of recommendation, because it is going to take that person years to identify and value 10 to 15,000 stamps using an app. So, you know, the advice was... the advice from the coin dealer to find a stamp dealer was probably good advice. The advice to buy an Australian stamp catalogue was terrible, and the advice to use an app to identify the stamps was potentially terrible as well. So, you know, you have to take whatever you learn from social media with a grain of salt. So that's it for valuing collections. I guess if you've got any specific questions on the values of things, I'm always happy to take questions via email and phone, but of course I'm not going to be able to value something via a text message or via email or via a phone call. And while I'm always happy to give a commercial valuation on the odd coin or two, I'm certainly not going to stand there at the front counter of my shop and value the whole collection for you, because it means I'm not doing something else at the same time, which sounds a bit harsh, but you know, we've got a business to run here. It is a bit of fun, and we try to help everyone out as best we can, but you know, we have to be careful of our time here. Right, just having a look at the comments here. Is there a release date for the next train coin yet? John, it's coming. Okay, I can't say anything, but it's coming. I think you need to just wait until Thursday or Friday and watch the Mint's page. Okay, so something will be coming on Thursday or Friday on the Mint's Facebook page. Everyone who has asked about registering your interest, I guess I will have a look at who's actually managed to use the website to do that and try to get in contact with people who haven't managed. Yeah, that's it. There doesn't seem to be any other questions there. Oh no, Alex says 15,000 for an alien on eBay must be worth 15,000. Of course it's not, Alex. So, alright everyone, thank you for watching this week. Please take care, happy collecting. Always after topics for these videos. If you've got anything, send me a message, give us a call. Always happy to have a chat with someone. And everyone stay safe, take care for the week. And we will be back next week. Bye everyone for now.